couple minutes and we will see. See if anybody shows up. Let's see. Yeah, I'm live. Oh, you're busy playing your game, huh? Okay, well. There we go. Hopefully somebody shows up. Because I have a story to read. Give it a couple minutes and then I will start reading. Nobody yet. Hello. I am about to read everybody a story from my book, I Don't Know These Shadows. Are you okay? Yes, I am. As okay as I'm gonna get. I'm just trying to decide on what to read. I don't want to read anything too long. Some of the stories are a little bit longer than I thought I was going to write. I think we all need sleep, but I don't want to sleep right now. Done enough sleeping. All right, let's pick. Not sure who you're talking to. But anyways, let's go with one I wrote called The Message. So the point of these stories was that I had people give me a word and that I would write a story around it. So it took me a few years, mainly because things got in the way, not because I wasn't writing. But last year, no, actually, maybe about 2 years ago now, I had finally got it all put together. So the word for this story is fear. And this, like I said, the story is called The Message. It was Pretty much, yeah. It was a Tuesday, a week before my graduation, and I was ready for a new start. The first thing to do was get over my ex. I had spent 2 years with him. I was the best girlfriend I could be, but then one day I found him sneaking around with one of my friends. She's no longer my friend. Both of them tried to make me talk to them again, but I made the decision to do better for myself. I was not someone who was built to dwell on heartbreak. Dating someone turned out to be a huge waste of time. So I thought I would take time to focus on myself. Little did I know that it would become a time that I would never be able to forget. I was talking to my best friend Jasmine at school one day when she told me about this pen pal site. Jasmine had no trouble making friends and getting a boyfriend. For her, it was as easy as opening and closing your eyes. I mostly admired her for it, though the times she got boy crazy were extremely annoying. It's mostly for people who want to write letters, she said, but you can say that you're looking for romance too. Lots of single guys out there. Sure, you get a creep here and there, but most are pretty normal. I'm not looking to date though, I said, not bothering to hide my irritation at her. Ever since my last breakup, you've been on me to get on these dating sites. They are not dating sites, it's a pen pal site. Besides, I've only mentioned two. Also, your last breakup was your only breakup. You need to get out there and try a different guy. I'm sorry that I don't see dating as a buffet. I respect myself and I would like not to catch a disease or another month long headache. Ugh. Why do you have to be this way? I didn't say you have to date 5 people at once. I'm fine on my own. You have to get back out there. Just try the site. Find someone to talk to. You don't have to rush anything. I've been on it. We just started with small talk. Now he's the best I've ever been with. Maybe you can find an Ethan of your own. Okay, okay. I'll make an account and try it out if it will shut you up. Later that day, I made an account on a site called Find a Pal. Boring name, I thought, but there were lots of people on it. It took me forever to find a username that wasn't taken. After 20 minutes, I finally created a profile under the username Ella Likes Cats. I made sure to fill out every section. I had listed a ton of books, bands, movies, and random hobbies. I said I was looking for friends only. I wanted to make sure that I was clear about what I was looking for. I had a few people say hello to me. We talked for a few minutes, but nothing really stuck. Then after a while, I received a message from someone named Rob. It simply read, "Hi, I'm Rob. How are you?" Before I responded, I read his profile. He must have had at least 100 books listed. Many of them were classics I never got around to reading. A few were horror, a couple were science fiction. A little more than half of them were favorites of mine. He seemed to like comedy, where I preferred horror, but other than that, it looked like we had so much in common. I was overjoyed. I'm not even exaggerating. If they had handed out medals for how stupidly someone could smile, I would bring home the gold. It wasn't that I wanted a boyfriend, I had made that clear. But I had a hard time finding friends who shared my interests. "I'm well," I replied. How are you?" "I'm okay," he replied. I was going through random profiles when I came across yours. "I must say yours is the best I've read so far." "Really?" I said. "Yes. I love how you filled it out. It's so well written and creative. I've read through a lot and most of them have nothing there. Some don't even have a name or picture." Well, if I'm reading that, obviously it's part of the book. And sometimes things are just stories. Oh, thank you. Glad you liked it. I figured if I listed all my interests, I have a better chance of finding friends that I have something in common with. So you haven't had many conversations with people on the site then? I've talked to quite a few people, like I said, though none of them have been interesting as you. That is sweet of you to say. You're welcome. So how long have you been on this dating site? I went to type how long I had been on the site, but stopped. The site was called Find a Pal, not Find a Date. I looked back over my profile to make sure that I had for sure put friends only. Not only was it in the section where it asked what you're looking for, but I listed the fact that I was not interested in dating in the About Me section. This is not a dating site, I wrote back. I know you can put that you're looking for something that could go beyond friendship, but I do not. Please go back and read my profile. Let's see. Okay, where was I at? Oh, I'm sorry, I must have missed that part. Sometimes I read through things too fast. That's okay, just make sure you read through it again when you have time. Will do. Please tell me your name if you don't mind. This was the thing that always annoyed me on sites like this. Typically, your name was listed at the top next to your age. Since I also typed it into the About Me section, I was a bit annoyed at his question. Still, I was nice and answered the question. It's in my profile, but my name is Ella. Oh, sorry, sometimes I have to read things a couple times to remember. So, what are you up to tonight? I'll probably just watch a movie or something. I don't have much money right now, so I can't go out and do anything. That's always fun. What kind of movies do you like? All kinds, really. Horror can be fun, but only if it's not gory. I hate gory movies. I do like some slashers, but that's about as much blood as I can take. I prefer ghost movies or movies about monsters. Who are you watching it with? Probably no one. My parents will be sleeping for work, and my younger sister is going out tonight. Do you live with your parents? Yeah, just until I can get a place of my own. I'll be starting college soon. I'll be back in a sec. Just going to start something to watch. Well, I hope you don't watch anything too scary. No one will be there to cuddle up to you if you get scared. I'll be fine. I could come and cuddle with you, hold you in my arms. No thanks. I prefer to face my emotions myself, especially fear. It was getting hard to tell if he was being funny or creepy. I had hoped he didn't think he was being romantic because he definitely wasn't. Okay, anything interesting you can tell me about yourself besides what's in your amazing profile? Do you have just one sister? Any brothers? Did you even go back and read it? I thought to myself. I rolled my eyes. This guy went from seeming normal to annoying in just a few messages. I had nothing else to do, so I decided to entertain myself by continuing the conversation. I might get a laugh or two, I said to myself. What harm could it do? Let's see. Nothing really special about me. My middle name is Rain because my mother loves the rain. I have no brothers, but I do have three male cousins that I see just about every day. We used to play all the time together all the time when we were kids. I have two sisters named Marissa and Kelly. That's a pretty name. My middle name is Thomas. Not bad, just really ordinary. I'm an only child. I had a cousin I was close to as well. She was from my aunt's first husband's marriage. She was beautiful like you. She had a different eye color though. Hers were a soft blue. I miss her greatly. Your eyes remind me of this beautiful green stone once had. Thanks. I like stones. They're a natural beauty. Did your cousin pass away? Nate, move this, please. Yes, she died a few years ago. She was killed by someone we knew. I'm sorry to hear that. We talked for a bit more before we told each other good night. The next morning after breakfast and coffee, I decided to check for new messages. I was expecting a hello from Rob. What I got was instead 3 paragraphs. In them, he mentioned what he had to eat that morning, what he was going to do that day, and that he liked my pictures. Oatmeal is nice sometimes, I said. I had scrambled eggs and toast. I usually have bacon or sausage with them, but I was all out. Too hungry to go buy more right now. I bet you're a great cook. Well, scrambled eggs aren't that hard to make. You can make them in the microwave. I don't recommend it, though. Still, I bet you look beautiful doing it. You would make a wonderful wife. No, I wouldn't. I'm only 18. I have no interest in getting married, not anytime soon at least. Don't say that. You're very beautiful. It's hard to imagine someone as stunning as you being single. I could see you in a beautiful dress dancing around our kitchen while you cook breakfast for our children. Oh geez, I said to myself, what the hell was this guy on? Our children dancing while cooking? What kind of tropey chick flick crap was he watching? I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound like a bitch. I'm not really sure if I can say that out here, but I just did. But you lose your blanking mind while watching some princess movie. We have only had a couple brief talks. You barely know me. I could have put up someone else's picture. I could have lied on my profile. I don't believe a beautiful person like you could do that, baby. You seem so kind. I bet you are so gentle. I bet your voice is soft and feminine. Our children would fall asleep listening to your beautiful singing. Please, no pet names. Again, we barely know each other. I hate people I don't know calling me anything but my name. So do not do it. And again, we are not having children. I don't think I even want children. You would look so beautiful pregnant, and all I can think about is your belly being round with something we made out of love. I love pregnant women. Sometimes when I see one, I can't help myself. Ill, blanking ill. That's all I can think of. Who says that? Who thinks in themselves, yeah, that's something normal to say? I was extremely annoyed at this point. This is why I don't go on these sites, I said aloud to a quiet room. I began to wonder if he was a scammer. I had run into them online before. They'll usually try to pretend to be from the country, but will often pair a city with the state it's not in. He did not do that. He also did not use sentences like, am from the USA, often forgetting to say the. Nor did he have a picture of someone in the army. Please stop. You're going to make me mad. I'm sure you're a nice guy, but I'm single because I choose to be. Why? Aren't you lonely? No, I have a great best friend and a big family. Hey, out of curiosity, why haven't you posted a profile picture? What about things like holding hands? Don't you miss it? Sadly, right now I have no good pictures. No, companionship is nice, but I have don't crave any of that. Not right now, at least. Oh, that's too bad, but you're so young. I got up from the table and went to pour myself a cup of coffee. I needed a moment to think about what I just read. I thought it very strange that he mentioned anything, that he felt bad for me. Was he trying to get me to reconsider dating? I did not write back. I checked about an hour later. He was still online. He sent me a smiley face, but no actual message. I typed back, I know, and waited for a response. I know shouldn't have, but I was curious about how crazy this guy was. The response came quicker than I thought. Don't you miss having a boyfriend? No, I have other things in life to keep me occupied. It's not the same as romance, though. What is it? Having friends. Well, then it's a good thing friends is all I want. Do you consider me a friend? We've only been talking for 2 days. Friendship takes time. Hopefully, we can be friends. Sorry, but I think it's time for us to stop talking. You are strange, and to be honest, really blank and creepy. You won't be my friend. I would be if you stopped talking like that. It would be nice to see where this leads us. It won't lead us anywhere but friendship. It actually won't lead anywhere because I'm really going to stop talking to you now. What if we get to know each other? Then we would just be friends who've known each other for a while. However, your behavior has stopped that from happening. You could end up changing your mind. About what? About dating. At that point, I had enough. I did not respond. I went to his profile and blocked it. It was a few days after I went back to find a pal, I started talking to a girl named Dana. Her font was bold and multicolored. She had an obvious love for rabbits and liked tea and poetry, just like me. We decided to continue talking through letters. We sent each other things like postcards and stickers. Everything was going fine until a week later. Let's see. I logged onto the site to check my messages. Many seemed to be from scammers. Two of them were just people saying hello. But there was one that caught my eye right away. Hello, baby. No one knows what the future holds. People change their minds all the time. You might change yours if you give me the chance to love you like I dream of doing. I know you've been hurt. You must have been. There's no other explanation to why someone as beautiful as you wouldn't want to make someone love them. I told you I have no interest in dating. I've made up my mind, and for blank sakes, don't make another profile when I block this one. It's pathetic. You're pathetic. I know. I just don't want to waste the chance to explore all of your possibilities. I normally would not have gone through the trouble of making a new profile, but I had to talk to you again. I'm in love with you. If that makes me pathetic, I wear the title with pride. You're not in love with me. You do not know me. I'm not wasting any possibility. I plan on going to college and writing children's books. Lots of things can come like that. Like a boyfriend? More like a damn career. Why so angry? Because I have told you more than once, I have no interest in dating or having any kind of relationship. Instead of respecting my choice and being a friend, you chose to be a freak. Get out of there! Nate! Yeah? I asked you to move this bowl now. What are you trying to do? He's trying to get into the bowl. That's probably dump part of that out now. Just dump it out. But do you think people can change their minds? Yes, I agree, because it would be incorrect to say that they don't. However, I have not changed my mind about my preference to be single. And if I had, I wouldn't date you. I took a breath. Why do I always find the freaks? I asked myself. It was just like in the 4th grade when I found a boy who had a crush on me, got in trouble for setting papers on fire. It couldn't have been the boy that read books and wrote the best poem I had heard from a 4th grader. No, it had to be the fire freak. I looked down to see that he responded just the way I thought he would. Why not? Because you are annoying. Because you are creepy. Because you think a woman owes you a relationship because you wrote what you thought were nice messages. I'm sorry, I'm just lonely. I do so much for you. I love you like you've never been loved before. I can do things for myself. You're gross. I'm not sure how many times you need to hear that before you remember it. But I would do all the things you can't, like listening to your problems and making them go away. Not interested. I printed out all of your pictures. Excuse me, my pictures? Yeah, so when I feel extra lonely, I just hold it close to me. That last message was too creepy. I told him to shut up, that I told him that he was the creepiest person I had ever talked to, and no wonder he didn't have a girlfriend. I called up my sister Marissa. She was back in town from college for a few days. I need to be away from here, I told her. But if I go out alone, I'm afraid I'll just start thinking about it again. Thinking about what? Let's grab lunch and I'll tell you. Marissa had agreed to have lunch on the condition that we got sub sandwiches. I was fine with that. Graduation was coming up and I was too busy to eat anything but microwave dinners. So what's been bothering you? She asked. Well, I met this guy online. Let me guess, he got all weird on you. Yes, he kept pushing for the issue of dating. How long did the two of you talk? Maybe 2 days? And he asked you out? Well, he asked me how long I had been on a dating site. You signed up for a dating site? I signed up for a pen pal site. I even listed I was only looking for friends. Well, some people just can't take no for an answer. Does mom and dad know? No. You know I'm really private about that stuff. I didn't even tell you until now. That's true. Just be safe, okay? When I got home, the house was empty. I was about to call my mother when I received a text. Your dad and I came across the restaurant. It looks pretty nice. We'll be home in a bit. Oh, just a few. Okay. I typed back, okay. Have a great time. Then I fell back on the couch and turned on the TV. Not much was on, so I settled for a talk show with so much drama. You knew half of it had to be staged. It was completely stupid, but entertaining. I sat there, mindlessly watching, until a ping sound broke my trance. I had gotten another text. I laughed and told myself it was probably Dad messaging about how he just had the best steak in the world. That was his go-to item when checking out new places to eat. I looked down and saw it was neither of my parents. It wasn't Marissa or Amanda either. It was from an unknown number. All it said was hello. I typed back, hello, and who is this? It's me, baby Rob. Don't blank and call me baby. How did you get my number? Don't you remember? You sent it to me in your letters. You put it there just in case I ever wanted to text you. I never wrote you letters. I blocked 2 of your profiles, but you did. You told me all about your favorite books. I read 2 of them. I memorized your favorite passages. I can quote them right now if you will answer my call. I couldn't believe it. Not only had he made a second profile to talk to me, but he made a third with a made up identity. But the letters you sent were not but the letters I sent were not the state you listed in your profile. You were correct. I listed the place that I used to live, not where I live now. Please just go away. I was too scared. I was so scared that my hands were shaking. I had to type it out several times before I got it right. Why would I go away? How could I turn away and leave when you look so beautiful? What the blank are you talking about? I was now both scared and angry. Red is such a nice color on you. You should wear it more often, like the little dress you wore to your sister's graduation. I wish I could have been there to see it in real life. Please just stop. A voice came out of nowhere. I can't stop. I love you. I dropped my phone and spun around. There in the kitchen was Rob. How did you get into my house? You left the window open. No, I didn't. Last night you told your mother you opened it because there was such a nice breeze coming in. I couldn't believe it. Not only was he in my house, but he had been there all night. He had been in my room. You look beautiful when you sleep. I stroked your hair a few times. Get out, I shouted. I started to slowly walk backwards towards the coffee table. I knew there were things on I could defend myself with if I needed to. I felt around, not taking my eyes off Rob. My fingers came upon a screwdriver that my father had forgotten to put away. I quickly picked it up. Now give me one last warning. Get out of my house or I'm going to jam this thing in your face. Please don't be like that. We could have a wonderful life together. I'd buy you a house with room big enough for lavish furniture and all the books you could read. Just let me into your life, Ella. I don't want you. F off. So full of passion. That's what I loved about Rebecca. You remind me so much of her. Don't make me find a way to keep you like I did her. Okay, almost done. What do you mean? You told me someone killed her. Yes, I did. And who does one know better than themselves? You killed your cousin? Her choices killed her. The desire was there, the want, the need. Sometimes they are entities all their own. People like me become a lucky vessel for them. Rebecca, she didn't understand. She couldn't see how much my soul needed her. It didn't happen right away, her death. What did you do? I was now shaking uncontrollably. It was the middle of September, a Tuesday. I just remember about every detail. I had nothing to do, so I called Rebecca and asked if she wanted to meet up for coffee. She was bored as well and said yes. She said we hadn't seen each other in what seemed like forever, and it would be nice to catch up. We got our coffees and talked in the cafe for a little while. I could have listened to her talk about her forever about her plans to go to college and become a teacher. We talked of childhood memories. They made us laugh. No one before her had ever brought me that kind of happiness. The type of happiness you get just by being in the presence. Then I asked her if anything new had happened. Her answer broke my heart. What did she say? I cried. She told me she was seeing someone. She met him at school. She had the biggest smile on her face, bigger than any smile I had ever seen on her. I loved her smile, but I hated the reason for it. She was supposed to be with me. I loved her. No one could possibly love someone as much as I loved her. I knew that. After coffee, she asked if I wanted to go see Abby with her. Abby lived on the same block as us when we were kids. The three of us would hang out a lot. I think Abby kind of liked Rebecca too. She wouldn't admit it though, but probably too afraid of what people might have thought. Because of that, I didn't put much thought to it. I didn't see Abby as a threat. After all, she couldn't admit her feelings. So why worry? When we got to Abby's place, there was a guy. He looked familiar, but I couldn't place him right away. Then I remembered that Abby had a half brother that lived a few hours away with his mother. Abby asked if I remembered him, and I said yes, I did, after I figured out who he was. We talked for a little while, and then he said he had to go to work. That's when Rebecca walked up and kissed him. I felt rage shoot through my body. The hardest thing was keeping calm. I knew I had to wait. We stayed by Abby's for a while, had a few drinks. Rebecca started to get tired. She wanted to stay as she felt she wasn't hanging out with her friends and family enough. Abby told her to get some sleep and then she would see her tomorrow. I walked home with her. She gave me a hug and went inside. I started to walk back. After I got halfway down the block, I looked back to see if she had gone inside. I don't know what came over me. It must have been my love for her. I walked back to her house. I went around to the back to find an open door. I looked to see if she was anywhere in sight. I was at this point. The screwdriver clenched in my hand. I breathed heavily, never taking my eyes off him. He stayed in the same spot and continued his story. I slowly climbed in the kitchen window. I walked as softly as I could. I heard the shower going. I waited to see if she would come back downstairs. I must have waited for a good half hour. I went upstairs to find her sleeping in her room. I stood there and watched her. She looked like an angel. I came back the next day with Rope. She showered and napped at the exact same time. I waited to make sure she was in deep sleep before I tied her hands and feet. When I got back to my place, I tied her to a chair. She, of course, woke up confused, panicking, looking rapidly from side to side. I came over and gently ran my fingers over her face. Shh, I told her. You're where you belong. She cried for me to let her go home. I had explained over and over again to her that she was home. She was at home where she truly belonged. In my home, she would be a queen as long as she understood she belonged to me. Then, to my surprise, she didn't cry. She didn't even scream. She laughed. The bitch laughed at me. She looked right at me right in the eyes and said I wasn't man enough to give her that kind of life. That she always knew I was strange but felt sorry for me. I felt so much rage, he began to yell. I would have given that ungrateful whore everything. I told her she didn't mean what she said, that she didn't understand. She laughed again and called me a loser. I don't I didn't think about what I was doing. I picked up a heavy pan and hit her with it. She was dead. There was no doubt about it. I went to the lake that night and threw her body off the side of the boat. Everyone I know thinks she's just missing. They still think they'll find her. All that's past now. I finally found someone to love me. I don't love you. Yes, you do. You're just afraid of being hurt. I'll never hurt you again if you give me a reason for it. If you don't give me a reason for it. He started walking towards me. Slowly I backed up. He grabbed me. I stabbed him in the eye and ran out the door to the neighbor's house. I called the cops but by the time we went back to the house, he was gone. I didn't hear from Rob again after that. Weeks later, my cousin made a post about how she met a great guy online. What's his name? I asked. My heart raced and my stomach dropped when she answered. Tom, she wrote. So that is my story called The Message. And it is in my short story collection, I Don't Know These Shadows. So, S.E. Dickinson is the name I'm writing under. So, yeah, this is available in ebook and paperback. There's even a hardback copy. So, yeah, this is available on Amazon, Ko-fi, Fable, I believe, Everend, which used to be Scribd, the Barnes and Noble site. So yeah, there's different places you can get this. I think it's also even on Apple Books. It's not very long. It is 139 pages. So yeah. Yeah, if you are interested in supporting indie authors, maybe give my book a try. Anyways, I'm probably going to end this here. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.